Hello, everyone. Welcome to Get Your Code On. We're going to just wait a couple of minutes for people to log in, and we will start right at 9:30. All right, everyone. It is exactly 9:30. Thank you for logging in to Get Your Code On. Thank you for using Zoom webinar platforms. The way that this platform works is it's a one-way video stream, so you can see and hear us, but we can't see or hear you. So if you have any questions at all, please type them into the Q&A, and we have teachers on this side that will be answering your questions for you. And with that, I will give the time over to Julene Beatty.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am from the Utah STEM Action Center, and we are so excited to be partnering with Skillstruck to host this community code event. Skillstruck is a computer science education platform that engages students from K through 12. They are based in Provo, Utah, and have been working with schools in Utah, California, and Virginia to increase access to computer science education. They believe in making computer science accessible to all. If you would like to create your own Skillstruck account, you can go on their website and subscribe. If you're a teacher or educator who would like more information on how to get Skillstruck in your classroom, you can email talon@skillstruck.com. Amy will be teaching today's Skillstruck session. Amy has taught coding to people of all ages, was a PE teacher, and is now working on creating fun and exciting ideas on how to teach computer science to schools all over the country. So, Amy, the time is yours.
Awesome. Thanks, Julene. Hi, guys. I'm so excited that you decided to learn some coding today. It's an awesome summer day, and there's a lot of things that you could be doing. Learning more about coding is one of the smartest things that you can do at any time in your life, and you guys are starting young. So that's really, really awesome. Like she said, my name is Amy, and I'm going to be your teacher for the next little bit here. And like she said, I cannot see or hear you, which is really weird because I love interacting as a teacher. I've been a teacher in lots of different schools and different places, so I've got a lot of experience, but I can't hear you or see you. So this is really, really important. If you have a question, down at the bottom on your Zoom, I'm sure you're familiar with Zoom, but there is a Q&A button. You click on that and you need to type in your questions. I've got 3 different people who are ready to answer your questions. Anything that comes to mind, anything at all, there's no dumb questions. Just ask away because this is probably new for you. Go ahead and put it in there. If you have a question about your code, which we're going to be coding, you need to copy your code, copy what you've been typing in and paste it into your Q&A so that we can help you. If you try to like describe your code to us, it's really hard for us to answer your questions. So just copy everything that you've typed and we'll be able to answer the questions. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. So I'm not sure how much experience you guys have with coding, but I'm going to assume that you've never coded before. So anyone who's getting on here who has any experience will do just fine. So what we're gonna do is you need to go to this website and we're gonna share the link in the chat. Donnelly, can you share that for us? You just go to my.skillstruct.com/playground and it should pull up a screen that looks like this. Do we have that link coming out?
Yes, it's on the chat.
Perfect. So if you just want to open up your chat and click on that link, it pulls up this. So I'm just going to demonstrate. So my name is Aimee Alsop, and you put in your email, an email that you use. So I'll do Aimee@skillstruct.com, and that's my work email. If you guys want to reach out to me, you're welcome to. You hit submit. And it will create your code page. Mine automatically went in because I've gone to this website a lot. So you need to complete that form that asks you what your name is, and you need to create a password, something that you'll be able to remember, and then click on create your website. So then, once that you have filled out that little form, you then go to skillstruct.com, and then this is where you log in using that password that you've just created. Again, if you're running into any questions at all, please put them in the chat because we want to make sure that this works for everybody. And I'm not quite sure like the pacing of how fast to talk. So I'm gonna be going pretty slowly. So just have patience while we just make sure everyone's on the same page. All right, so once you've created your little account, go ahead and go to skillstruct.com and log in. It might auto direct you to log in. Justin, does it auto direct you? I think it might. So we'll hit login, then you use your password and everything to log in, and it will pull you into something that looks like this. This should have some code in it, and then I'll have something over here on this right side. So I'm just going to pause for a second to make sure that everyone can get to this page. Make sure that you ask a question if you're not able to get here, because this is where we're going to be doing all of our coding. Perfect. All right, Emily, is there a way for me to see the Q&A?
Yes, there's a Q. If you go down to the bottom of your screen, the Q&A button will have a number 4 next to it. If you click on that, you'll see all of the questions. Just for Josh reading, since I'm unmuted, you're in the right place. The chat doesn't work on the attendee side, so put all your questions in the Q&A right here.
Yeah, so when I click Q&A, it doesn't pull anything up. I'm wondering.
It might be because you are sharing your screen. So if you exit out of full screen, up in the upper right-hand corner.
On my Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so just a reminder that chat is going to be disabled. Your questions are going to go through the Q&A at the bottom. And if it just sent you straight to that page, that's just fine. You just need to make sure that we can get to this page so that we can code from here. All right, I'm gonna keep moving on. If you are having trouble coming to this page, please put your questions in the chat. We'll get you there. We'll make sure you get there, don't worry. Okay, so you probably have some code already in here, which makes over here on the right, this is where your web page is, the web page that you're gonna be building and you'll have done in the next 45 minutes or so. This is what it looks like. And here in the middle, this is where you're going to be coding. This is where you type in your program. So what you do is you type in your program, and then over here, up here on the right, it says run. You need to click on that button that says run to make your code work. You make it run on your web page over here. So let's get started. Let's learn the very first thing. Today we're gonna learn HTML, which is a coding language that's used to build websites. Professionals use this exact language that you're gonna learn today. So you're learning the very thing that the pros are doing. How awesome is that? You guys are way ahead of your game here, which is awesome. You've probably heard of other programming languages. There's one called Python. There's one called JavaScript. There's one called Swift. Swift is used for Apple products. So there's tons of different languages. HTML is one of the most important to learn first. So that's what we're gonna do. So over here on the left, you can see if you click on change lessons, there's a whole bunch of lessons here. We're just gonna do HTML. You guys might just be able to see HTML because you're in a demo page, which is fine because that's what we're gonna learn today. So you can click over there on HTML1. There's a whole bunch of lessons over here, different things to learn. And if your school ended up using this program, you'll learn all of these things. We only have an hour, so we're just gonna learn a couple of the coolest parts. We're just gonna do the best parts today. So we'll skip over the basics and we'll go straight to this one called headers. And I'll teach you how to do this. So over here on the left, this is kind of like your textbook. If you really like to read and learn, you're welcome to. I'll teach you exactly what to do. But if you forget what I say or something, it's all over here on the left for your reference. So I always like to, on the left, scroll down in the textbook. I like to go down to the example boxes. They're gray, which is awesome because this is what it looks like. This is what you're gonna try to be typing. So we'll get started. In HTML, they use what are called tags. And tags are used with these alligator bracket things. So this one is an opening alligator bracket, and then inside you put your tag name. So we'll start with H1, which stands for header 1. And then see how it's got both the brackets? It's kind of like wrapping it together. That's a complete opening tag for H1, which H1 stands for header 1. And then in this example down here, it says hello world. We'll go ahead and copy that in, hello world. And then you'll notice over here in the example that there's this H1 at the beginning, and then what you want your header to say, and then this H1 at the end. So let's go ahead and do that. See how there's an H1 on both sides? It kind of like makes it kind of like a sandwich, which is really neat and really nice. You can see where it starts and ends. And we'll hit run, and you can see that it pops up over here on the right. So this is where we're coding, and then over on the right, this is our web page, and this is what we're doing. You'll notice in the example, there's this / right here. That's very important. We left it out. So that's super important. I want to make sure that we all know that that goes there. You'll see that it goes inside the closing tag. You've used this / Oops. It's kind of like the period of HTML. It's to let your code know, hey, you're done with your header tag. This is the beginning. This is what you want it to say. And this is the ending. With the / it's like, okay, we're done with that header tag. So go ahead and copy what I'm doing and create your first header tag. It's tradition for computer programmers to do their very first piece of code to say hello world, because the very first program ever programmed into a computer was this exact same, it said hello world back. and it was a big deal. And so it's just tradition for all programmers everywhere to learn, starting with the Hello World program. So this is a header tag, something important to know as I'm teaching. I'm gonna say you need to open and close both your opening and closing tag. So this whole thing right here is an opening tag. See how it's at the beginning? And over here at the end, this is a closing tag. And both your opening tag and your closing tag need to be opened and closed. Does that make sense? Like each one has an opening alligator mouth and a closing alligator mouth. And your closing tag has an opening mouth and a closing mouth. So everything needs to be opened and closed. Go ahead and try making a couple more header tags. Try changing the number in here. So if we do like another H1 and say, it's good to see you today. We've got another H1. See how I've got an opening tag and a closing tag. And you've got to make sure to put that / in there. It's kind of like your period. And you hit run. See, you just created another header tag. And go ahead and play around. See what happens if you change the number in here. Let's change it to like maybe a 5. And see how this turned red when you did that at the end? You got to make sure that when you change an opening tag, you need to make sure to change the closing tag so it matches. So we'll change it to a 5. See what happens. Changes the size. So the different header tags, H1 through H6, all have different sizes. So let's make another one. Let's try, what should we do? Maybe like a H3 tag. Nice summer day. You make sure to use that /. See how it doesn't do anything until I hit run? So if you're wondering, hey, why isn't it showing up? Make sure to hit run. It's good practice too to save. So let's save and hit run. See how the H3 down here is like a little bit bigger than your H5, but H1 is the biggest. See how small you can go. I know some of you are like, oh, I'm gonna do H100. Should we see what happens? What should we say? Let's do this closing H100. Some people are like, maybe it's gonna be tiny. So let's see. It actually, header tags only go to H6. So H6 is the smallest one you can do. But the thing about coding is you can play around and you can try whatever you want. And you can see whatever you want to have happen. It might not work, but that's the way you learn. It's kind of trying things out, getting a little messy, making mistakes. So see how H6 right there, that's the smallest one. So those are header tags. That's the first kind of tag that we teach. And you'll notice that as you put in different tags, it lines up like where you put your code right here is where it shows up on your web page. So it like syncs up like that. It's really organized. So, all right, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. If it's not working for you, please reach out and we'll help you out. We're gonna move on to the next kind of tag. So if I'm moving a little too slow for you, if you're like, okay, I got this, you can always go down to this checkpoint at the bottom and try out some of these things that we have. There's like games and extra challenges and a quiz and stuff, but don't worry if you got to just stick right with me because this is brand new and we're using brand new keys on the keyboard that you're probably like, where are they? You got to find them. So it's fine if you just got to stick with me too. So, all right, we're going to change to text colors. So if you switch over in your textbook over here, you have that change lessons drop down and we'll go to text colors. And we're going to learn how to change the color on the text on our website. So if you come in your lesson, you kind of scroll down again to the gray box. That's where I like to go. It gives you the example of what we're going to be doing. And it's it's perfectly fine to just look at the example and copy exactly what it says, because we're just learning right now. So let's say we want this hello world up at the top. My favorite color is red, so I'm going to want to make those letters red. So if you come over here into the example box on the left, you can see, okay, this is familiar. I've got this H1 tag, and then it's got this like style equals color green, and then the closing alligator mouth of the opening tag, and then hello world. Okay, this looks familiar. So we want to put this style equals color green inside your opening tag of the header you want to change. So I want to change my hello world one. So see how I put my cursor in between the alligator brackets, but after the H1? So that's where you put it. That's where you put the style equals. So we'll put style equals, and notice you've got these quotation marks. Got to put that in. Everything's got to be in. HTML is very specific. You've got to put everything in just right. So we want style equals quotation mark color, and then the colon. Make sure it's a colon at first, and then the second one is a semicolon. So check your keyboard. Make sure you use that shift so that it's a colon. Color, I want mine to be red, so I'm going to say red. And then that semicolon, and then the quotation marks. So you like the quotation marks wrap this color red. So let's hit run and see what happens. You see how that changed the font there, or the color on my text? So that's how you add color to your header tags. So go ahead and see if you can add a color, any color you want, to your other tags. So I'm gonna try, let's see, it's a nice summer day. That sounds like orange would be a nice color. So I'm gonna do it again. So inside my H3 tag, inside my opening tag, style equals quotation marks, color orange. Oops, I forgot the semicolon. So you got to make sure you have the colon and the semicolon and all these quotation marks all in the right places. There we go. That looks good. So you can put styling on any tag that you want and color them how you want. It's really cool if you look at the code for like a professional website. It's cool. You can see this is exactly how they color their font and how they make their websites. So you guys are learning exactly what the pros do every day to make your favorite
Amy.
website. Huh?
Hey, Amy, we're having a couple of requests that you pause for a moment to let the kids catch up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
If we can do that, do you want to check out the Q&A for a moment while we pause for kids to catch up?
You know, I really wish I could see the Q&A while my screen was sharing.
Do you have two monitors by chance?
I could.
We'll do that the next time. I'm so sorry. I should have made that an option for you.
Let's see if I can make this work.
If you go up into your ratio options at the top of your screen, there should be a little green bar, and you might be able to do a side-by-side. Go into side-by-side mode.
Yeah. Let's see if I can, because I can see it over here, but now my code screen is gone. Okay.
Can you
I can see the question, so then I can like slow down if I know.
Okay.
Hey, we've got a UCAS parent on here. That's awesome. Miss you guys. Yeah, we'll pause here at text colors for a little bit and let you guys kind of find those keys. They're like some weird keys on the keyboard, aren't they? If for the kids who are with me, see if you can make a rainbow out of header tags. See if you can make it Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, violet, I guess.
Amy, I
Mhm.
know this is, so since we're still figuring this out just a little bit more, if you can keep this window up, I can let you know what's happening in the chat or the Q&As
Yeah,
if
that'd
there's
be great.
anything
Just
that
chime
pertains
in like, hey,
to you.
slow down. Hey, let's stick on this one for a bit. Let's move on. That'd be great.
Awesome. Are there any places that students want you to repeat or go back to while we're in a pause? You can put that in the Q&A.
Yeah, if you need me to repeat like the header tag or anything.
Erica Baker would like you to make it a rainbow.
Oh, you want me to work on that?
Yeah, let's do that while
Okay, we'll work on
people
that
are
while
catching up.
people are, getting used to it. Here's the other thing too, HTML. So when they say you're learning a programming language, it really is a lot like learning any other language. Like if you learn French or Chinese or whatever it is, it takes practice and it doesn't come super easy right away. So if it's a little like awkward or uncomfortable for you, that's very normal. Learning languages is hard. So I speak Chinese. I know it can be hard to learn languages. So, all right, let's do a rainbow. If you aren't with me right now, if you're catching up, it's just fine. We're just practicing header tags and putting color on the header tags. So I want to make my rainbow from biggest to smallest. So I'm going to kind of start over. Well, I'll just do it down here so that if you're looking at my code, it's fine. So we'll do an H1 and we'll say, okay, we want this to be, we'll make it all hello. And make sure you do that closing / So we hit run right here. See, I just love hitting run. It's like my favorite thing. It like shows up. It's really exciting. And then we'll do an H2 and call it hello as well. Run. Oh, yeah, hello. No, just hello. There we go. We'll go, see how it's like a little bit smaller. You can kind of like look closely and see that it's smaller. H3, hello. Let's see, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So I need 6, so that's perfect. Let's go to 6, because 6 is the smallest one. Oops. Isn't that funny how as the header tag number goes up, they get smaller? Like 6 is the smallest? Like that's kind of weird. But H4. Let's do H5. H6. See how all of these have that / that closing bracket, that closing tag. Okay, see how they go smaller and smaller. Okay, now on the inside of the opening tag, that's where I'm gonna put the style equals. Like styling your tags. Style equals color red. Okay. It's really important to like make sure you're putting your cursor right where it goes. Style equals color orange. Right. Style equals color yellow. You can also, if you want, explore like what kind of colors will work and what won't. I had a student try like all the colors, like will razzmatazz work or will lime green work? I said, try it. Go ahead and see what colors will pop up. Not all of them will, just so you know. Style equals color, red, orange, yellow, green. Oops. Here we go. They're getting smaller, so it's harder to see the colors. Style equals color blue.
Amy, when you're done with those colors, I think we're good to move on.
Okay.
You're awesome.
Like I said, you don't need to do all of these colors, but if you wanted to practice, you're welcome to. I don't know if it's purple or violet that will show up. Okay, purple worked. There we go. See the rainbow we made? Feel pretty good about that. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Let's do paragraphs. So if you look at your lessons over here on the left, we're gonna skip through all of this structure and things. We do teach that if we have a little bit longer time, because it's really important, but we're just gonna do the best parts. So paragraphs here, you come down here, it'll pull up your lesson, and you can kind of scroll down to the example right here. So there's a little bit in here that we teach in the lessons, but you and I didn't go over, just barely. So I want you to look inside here. There's this P tag. If that's confusing, just ignore it. I'll show you how to do it right here in the middle. So we're used to making like an H1 tag that says, like, howdy, how's it going? A paragraph tag, instead of this H in here, it has a P for paragraph. And you hit run, see it show up down here. Paragraph tags are really similar to header tags, but they're designed to hold a lot of information like a paragraph. So I'm gonna put in like, it's an awesome, summer day. I'm so excited to be learning how to create my own website. I'm glad we're learning together. Really short little paragraph, and see how it shows up all down here. So that's a paragraph tag. Pretty simple. Just like header tags, you can style your paragraph tag. You can make it any color you want to. Let's see. I want mine to be, let's make it purple. No, let's make it red because I like red. Red's my favorite. Style equals, see how you just put it inside the P tag, just like the header tag. Style equals color, red. See that? So it'll style your paragraph tag. So if you want, at this point, if you want to decide, okay, you know what, I'm actually gonna like make my website about something. Right now, we've just been kind of practicing. You could pick your favorite thing in the whole world and make a website about it over here and make a little paragraph about it. So what's something that I really, really love? I love to play Frisbee. I think Frisbee is super fun. So I'm gonna delete all of my header tags up here, and I'm gonna start making my website about Frisbee. So I'm just gonna delete all of this. You can keep it if you want. This is just a suggestion to make your website start to like come together. So let's delete that and hit run. Okay, so I want my header tag up here to be big, and I want it to say Frisbee is awesome. So with an exclamation point. Okay, see how it's like, I changed what it said inside and it's kind of small. What do you think that I need to do to make this bigger? I want this header tag to look pretty big. If you remember, it goes from H1 through H6, and H1 is the biggest. So we'll change this to H1. There we go. And I don't want it to be purple. I want the color to be red because the red is so awesome. It's my favorite color. Here we go. So then my paragraph tag, I want it to talk about Frisbee. The competitive Frisbee sport is called Ultimate. I don't know if you've played that or not in your PE classes. I taught it in my PE classes when I taught. So Frisbee is so fun. I love to play in the rain. Ultimate Frisbee is a great sport. You can just keep it really simple. That's kind of a short paragraph, huh? I want to play Frisbee in my free time. There we go, a little bit longer. Do you guys always have your teachers asking you to make your paragraphs longer? You didn't write enough. So just making a little longer. And I think I want to change the color to be, let's do blue. Blue is also a good color. Here we go. Okay. Are we good to Are we feeling good about paragraph tags and header tags? Are we good to go, Emily?
Yeah, I don't see that we are behind on anything at the moment. So let's go ahead and move on. And if I get some messages that we're running or that we're behind, I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's go to change lessons over here on the left. We've got plenty of time. Let's go to images. Images are the best part. Like adding pictures to your website is just like the best. So you click on images here. And let's learn how to add images to our website. So something really important when you are adding images to your own website that you are building is you can't steal images. It's literally stealing if you take a picture from online that you don't have permission for. So we don't want to be criminals. We want to take images that are free that it's okay for us to use. So over here on the left in your lesson, there's a list of websites that are just fine for you to take those pictures and use them in your website. So I'll show you how to do this. So you can go to any of these websites, but I'm going to direct you to this one called Pexels. And I'll show you how this works. So you guys have all gotten really good at closing your tags. So you've got your opening tag, the opening P, and the closing tag. Here's the deal. Image tags don't. They don't have a closing tag. So you'll see in this example, here's your IMG, stands for image. It doesn't, you'll notice it doesn't have that /. It doesn't have a closing tag. You just don't. That's just the rules for HTML. So for images, you don't close your tag. Don't know why. So what we'll do is, let's see, we'll put an image down here. So just keep entering down. So here we've got the alligator bracket. IMG stands for image. And then we'll close it, but inside, you can see there's this SRC equals. SRC stands for source. SRC source equals, and then you've got your quotation mark here. This just says example.jpg. JPG means JPEG, or it's an image file. So if you put example.jpg in, and then your closing quotation mark, it's not going to do anything when you hit run. See how it shows up this little like little image thing? This is not an actual source. So you're trying to find an actual image to put inside of here to be a source for your image. So we got to go find one. So what we put in here is a URL or a web link to the image that you want. So if you come to the top and you open a new tab, tags. So I don't know if you're in Chrome or if you're in Safari or whatever you're in, but open up a new tab in your browser like this. And we're going to go to Pexels, PEXELS.com. Okay, so Pexels is a free website with free images that you can use. That is just fine. There's no copyright on them. So at Pexels.com, you can just search right here for whatever you want to add to your website. So I want to do something about Frisbee. So I'm going to type in Frisbee, hit enter, and it'll pull up all these pictures of Frisbees. So I like this one of this dog right here. So I'm going to pick that one. Okay. I need every single person who's on this meeting right here to look at my screen, because this is what you're going to get confused about. This is super important to get your image to work. So stop looking at images on Pexels and look at my screen, okay? So once you've found an image that you like, you need to right click on it and open the image in a new tab. This is super important. What this does is it pulls out just the image, and then up here at the top, it gives you the URL that you need to copy. So you just copy that. You can right click and copy it, or Command C or Control C if you're on a Windows. So I'm going to do that again. So this is the image I want. You right click, open image in a new tab. And then you go see how it pulls it up here. And then this URL, the entire thing, you need to copy this whole thing. See how it highlights the whole thing? You need to copy all of that. Copy that. And then go back to your SkillStruct site like this. And you need to delete what's inside example.jpg. And that's where you paste what you just copied, your URL. See how it's like really long and nasty? It's okay, you hit run and it's gonna show up your image on your website. See how huge it is? If you want to be able to see it better, you can, down here at the bottom, you can open in a new window. You can see your entire web page like laid out. See that? So it gets your image just to go in, just like that. So I'm gonna go one more time, just in case anybody missed it. So you're in your image, right click, open image in a new tab, go to that image, take the entire, at the top, the entire URL, copy it, copy, go back to your SkillStruct site, and you put it in where that example.jpg was, right here, see example, you put it inside there and hit run. Are we running into any questions about the image, guys? Everyone able to get their images to go in?
We do have a question of, can you change the size of your picture?
Yep, that's everyone's first question, right? Ah, it's too big, I can't even see it, right? So if you scroll down in your lesson, down here, changing the image size. So here's the example right here, it's red this time. So after your URL, so after the quotation mark, you can go in here and do width equals, and then see this PX, that stands for pixels. 300 is a great size for a website, for our websites. 300 pixels. See how it makes it nice and small? So again, make sure it's after your URL, and it makes the size smaller. So it's really easy to see. So just for practice, if you guys were able to do it, see if you can do another one. See if you can add in another image. So I'm gonna do it just so we can get really used to it. So down here, I'll add another image tag, image, source equals, and I always do just kind of a space so that I know where to put my URL once I go find it. So I need to go find another picture. So I'll go back, get rid of all these tabs. Let's find another awesome picture of Frisbee because Frisbee's so great. Ooh, that's all they have? I guess we'll do this one. Okay, so again, you found your picture. Right click, open image in a new tab. Go to your tab. At the top, you take the URL and copy it and go back and put it right there where it goes in the URL. Hit run. It always goes in super big because the pixels has really big images. So I always want to then change my width. Width equals 300 pixels. There we go. Got 2 images in there. Okay. I think I'm going to add in maybe another paragraph in here that talks about Frisbee a little bit more. Just as practice, we'll do another paragraph tag. Paragraph, let's say, I started playing Frisbee in 4th grade. 4th grade's awesome. I love 4th grade, by the way. In 4th grade, I couldn't throw it very well, so I practiced. There we go. Now it's looking like a pretty good little website. It's got information and everything. This makes it seem like this picture is me. That's funny. Like, this is me playing Frisbee. It's not, but kind of sounds like that. I think I wonder if turquoise would show up. I'm gonna try it. Style equals color. How do you spell turquoise? Turquoise. I wonder if that will work. Oh, totally worked. Yeah, that's cool. We'll have a turquoise paragraph. So, okay. If we're good on images, I'm going to teach the next thing. We good to go, Emily, or?
Yep, it looks like we are still good to go. Our teachers are catching students up that are behind through the Q&A.
Okay. Yeah, images, it's fun because you want to like look through all of them and get the perfect picture. So you can do that maybe later to find the perfect picture. We're just still learning how like to put everything in, but we'll move on. So I really like my websites to be centered. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, we have time for this. So see how everything is like on the left? If you open in a new window, see how it's all like over on the left? I don't know. I really like my websites to be centered. I want like everything to be in the middle. I wonder what that says about me. So I'm going to show you guys how to center your website. So if you change lessons and go to text align, it's actually up here underneath paragraphs, text align. And you come down here to the example box. You can see in here that inside this header 2 tag, it says style, style equals text align center. I'm sure you guys are familiar with like maybe a Word document or something where it's like text align left, center, or right. This is how we center it in HTML language. So we'll go to this one at the top. I want to center it. So you'll see in this example, it says style equals text align center, but they don't have a color. The cool thing about styling is you can just keep adding style to whatever header tag you want. So we've got color equals red. After this semicolon, you can add another kind of styling. So I'm going to add text align. See how it's after the semicolon, but before the quotation mark? Text align, the colon, center. And we'll end it with a semicolon. See that? See how it centered it? So this can get a little confusing. Styling, what you're doing is you're basically creating a list of different styles that you want to show up on that header tag. I want the color to be red, semicolon. I also want the text align to be center, semicolon. So make sure you get all of your colons and semicolons and quotation marks all in the right places, so that way it will work. So go ahead and try to align all of your different tags. So let's do it on the paragraph tag. Let's do text align center. There we go. Good. All right, let's do it on the image tag. Let's just do it after width. See how there's no style yet? Let's go ahead and add style equals text align center. Ooh, let's see, that didn't work. For images, you need to center your entire website. So we'll keep our images over to the left unless we have time to show you how to do it on your entire web page. So we'll keep those to the left. Unless somebody has a quicker way to align your images, maybe a teacher, a panelist on here could show me how to do that. Because I just always align the entire website, but. All right, on this paragraph tag, let's do inside this style, let's do text align center. There we go. See how it's all lined up super nicely. So that's just a quick one if that's something that's important to you to make it like look snazzy. So, okay. The last thing that I definitely want to teach you guys before we're done, look how much you guys have done so far. Like, how awesome. If you didn't know anything before, you're already building like a full-blown website with images and paragraph tags and header tags. That's pretty awesome. So just got to say, you guys are quick learners. So, all right, we're going to do videos. We all want a video on our website, right? That's like the best part. So I'll show you how to do this. So change your lesson over here to videos. Okay, and we'll scroll down to the example here of how to do this. Okay, look at all this code. Holy schmoly, that's like a lot of stuff. It's not so bad, I promise. So if you want to learn how to do videos on your webpage, I need you to look away from your code. I need you to watch my screen because you'll get lost if you don't watch. So we're gonna go find a video. So I will get my video from YouTube. If YouTube is blocked at your school or wherever you're learning how to do this, sorry, we teach through YouTube because it's the easiest way. You can practice at home on how to do it. So let's do like how to play ultimate frisbee. Okay. So you guys can find like the coolest video ever for your website, but I'll just go quickly. Let's just do this first one. You click on the video you like. Okay, here's the video I like. So what you do is down here at the bottom below this video. Again, if you want to learn how to do this, you got to watch my screen. You're going to get lost. There's this button down here called share. You click on it. And there's this option at the top. Do you see these alligator tags? Does that look familiar? That's telling you this is your HTML code for your website to embed your video on your web page. So you click on that and see all this code right here. It starts with iframe and it ends with iframe. You highlight the entire thing, all of it. You need every single bit of that and you copy that code. Copy it. Again, I'll go back. If you didn't see what I did, you go to share at the bottom of your YouTube video, click on share, and you pick that first one that says embed, and it comes up with all of this code. You copy all of that. Copy it. And then you take all of that and you copy it right in your web page. So we'll go back to our SkillStruct page over here, and we'll make my video show up at the bottom. So we'll put it after my second image. You just paste all that right in there. Paste. See all that, how it showed up? All that. Just hit run and you'll see there it is. There's your video all in there. You click on it, it should work just fine.
My name is Emily.
How awesome is that? You have a website that has images and videos and all this cool stuff. So I'll do it one more time, just in case anybody didn't catch it. So over here is my YouTube video. Click share. Sometimes the share button does not show up, so I'll show you another way to find it. You can click right on the video and you can say copy embed code with those alligator brackets. So you say copy embed code. It copied it, you go back and you take all that code and you just put it right down there at the bottom, hit run. And there it is, down there at the bottom.
So Amy, Justin just put into the chat how you can center your images. Would you, he put it in the chat, the coding for it, if you want that.
Okay, let's see if I can pull up the chat. That would be great. Yeah.
You might have to stop sharing your screen for just a moment.
Yeah, I can see what he said. It takes a couple of steps. So images are a little disobedient. They don't really like to listen. So if you really do want to center your image, I'll show you how, but it takes a couple of steps. Let's see. I think we have time. Yeah, because it's a little annoying, isn't it? Like your image is like over here, like on the left. So let's get that to go in. Okay, we'll do it on this first image up here. So let's go. Wait, we need to see how in the image tag, we don't have style equals. So we need to make sure to create that. So we'll do style equals, get your quotation marks. Okay, this is the part that's a little confusing. Your margin needs to be set to auto. Then after that semicolon, display block. See if that works. Here we go. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. In my classes, I always taught to just align the whole entire body, but so here it is. I'll highlight it on my screen if you want to center your images. Margin, auto, and display block. to get it to center. So I haven't taught what that means, margin, auto, and display block. Those do specific things, but we'll just put it on our image to make sure that that centers. Let's see if that works for anyone. So let's do it again. Let's do it on this image down here. So here it is, my image down here. After width, we'll do style equals margin, auto, display, block. Oops, and the closing quotation mark. There we go. Does that work on the video too, Justin? You just put it in here? Maybe we should try. I'm gonna try. That's the thing about coding, you just try things and see what works and what doesn't work. We'll do it here. Style equals margin, auto, display, block. Oh, it's kind of big. Let's see if it's centered. Open a new window. Oh, boom! Check it out. Nice. Oh man, I wish I could see your guys' screen so I could see the web pages you're building. They're probably super awesome. Putting in like your own colors and your own images and everything. So, all right. If we're not running into any other questions right away, I would like to teach one more thing. I wanted to make sure to do images and videos, so we did those quicker to make sure that you guys got them, because those are fun to get in on your website. I think we have time here to we'll do fonts really quick. If you guys want to change the font of your tags and things. So you come over here to change lessons and you go to fonts. Up here, it's underneath text colors. And you scroll down here. See how it says style equals font family? So fonts are put into like families, and that's what we call them, font family. And here's like a list of different fonts families that you could try. So again, this is just another styling option you can add to your list of styling. So after, we'll do it to my header tag up here. The Frisbee is awesome up here at the top, H1. Let's do font family. So after each semicolon is like the next item in the styling list. So we'll do style. Oh, whoops, we already have that. Font family. You gotta use this little like, what do you call that? Little hyphen to connect the words font family, and we'll make it cursive. See that, how it changes the font on your header tag? So if that's something you want to do with the little time we have left, you can change the font on your different things. I don't think cursive looks good for my Frisbee website, so I'm going to try some of these down here. Let's try, chalk duster. Let's try that one. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. So if you'll notice on this list on the left in your textbook, there's a bunch of different font families you could try. These ones at the top should work for everyone. Depending on the version of the browser, the web browser that you're using, these down here may or may not work. So it depends on the computer you're on, and if you're in Safari, or if you're in Chrome or Windows Explorer, whatever. Yeah, so go ahead and try these, see what works and what doesn't, and try adding some fonts to your website too. So I'm gonna do a font on this paragraph down here. Font family. Let's do fantasy. See how it changes the font on your website there? So yeah, lots of fun things that you can do with your website. That's the last thing that I'm going to teach altogether. We're running out of time. I just wanted to tell you guys how awesome it is that you chose to learn a little bit about coding today. It was super fun to get to work with you guys. I think that your account here on SkillStrike, that you'll be able to work on it for the rest of the day today. But after today is over, you're not going to be able to get on this website anymore. There's lots of places that you could code though. So if you want to keep your website and like use it later, maybe on a different platform or something, you need to copy all of this code, everything that you've done for your website, just copy it and paste it somewhere that you can keep. So maybe on your Google Drive, or maybe on an email to yourself, or maybe just on like a Word document that you have on your computer or something, because your account here on this website is gonna go away after today. We would love for you guys to be able to keep going and keep learning things in HTML. So see if there's other ways you can practice, or maybe your school can get SkillStruck too or something. But how cool. Check out your websites you guys were able to build. I think that that's super awesome how much you can learn in just a few minutes together. So was there anything else that anybody wanted to add, any of the panelists? Oh, Justin just mentioned that there's a button for students to download their code. If you would like to do that, you're welcome to download it. I've found that the easiest way is to just copy the code and save it somewhere that you're really comfortable with, so you can use that code later. Different options for you. Yeah, anything that Donnelly wanted to say, or Emily, or any of our panelists here? It was super fun to get to do this together today.
Yeah, if anyone wants to say anything, we've got about 1 minute left. You can unmute yourself on our panelist side.
Nothing on my side. Thank you everyone so much for joining. This was so much fun. Thank you everyone. And we're just so excited that you were able to join us.
Thanks, Donnelly. So how does this go from here, Emily? Did we just...
Yep, we just end the call. You can say bye to all the kids, and any questions that we didn't get to, we will follow up with you after the session is over.
Okay,
but I
so
think that we got to every single question.
Awesome. So if you do have any other questions that come up, just they can keep sending them our way and we'll be able to answer them. So thank you guys. That was super fun. So hope you guys continue to learn coding because it's super fun and creative. So all right, we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.